probably a couple minutes ago, but I appreciate the slow walk along. Are we good? Okay. Good evening. We would like to call the regular board July 15th board meeting of the Rochester School District to order. Please. Over here. Oh, I love fancy pants. Love it. Well, I'll just keep looking for you in the corner. So, like, we put this baby in a corner. Here we go. I love that. Okay, ma'am. Can you please call the roll?
Mr. Taft?
Here.
Dr. Graff?
Here.
Mrs. Curley?
Here.
Mr. Childs?
Yes, here.
Welcome, Mr. Slaughter.
We'll officially put you on the roll just a second. Okay, let us stand together and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Please take the roll.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Dr. Graff?
Yes.
Mrs. Curley?
Yes.
Mr. Taft?
Yes.
All right. Oh, we gotta get super official before we get to brag on others. So we are very excited to welcome a new board member. We held a special meeting in June, on June 15th, to review applications, interview candidates for vacant seats on the board. Since we have a lot of folks in the crowd, I'll say some of the things that we said last time, which was that we were overwhelmed by the number and quality of applicants that we got to help us serve in this service to our community. And so we thank each and every person who took the time to have their interest and talk to me and Kristen initially, and then those that came on as well. And we ultimately are very glad to ask Josh Slaughterback to join us, and he even said yes after having spent some time with us. So we are so glad to do that. Right. Okay, but we are going to read your oath. Are you ready? Okay. You don't have to stand. Do you want to stand to make you feel more official if you stand? Okay, let's stand. Well, you. Okay. What? Did we stand? Oh, good. We did stand. I guess it doesn't count. It's not real. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, would all Board of Education members please rise as our newest member takes the oath of office? Yes. Nope. Just stand. Okay. Repeat after me. I, Josh Slaughterback,
I, Dr. Slaughterback,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of member of the Board of Education
of member of the Board of Education
of Rochester CUSD 3A
Rochester CUSD 3A
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability. I further swear or affirm that, yeah, okay, I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district. I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Rochester CUSD 3A. I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework. I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement and all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law. I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community schools to advance the vision for Rochester CUSD 3A. And I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development. Well, thank you, congratulations. Okay, all right, moving on. Okay. Illinois Board of Education members are legally classified as mandated reporters. This means members of a school board must immediately report suspected child abuse or neglect to the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. Mr. Slaughterback, you have a mandated reporter form in your packet. Please sign and return it to Mrs. Seaton. Oh, she's done signed. Thank you very much. Okay, included in the new board member packet is a list of mandatory board member training. Mandatory discussion of mandatory board member training. Mr. Slaughterback, Mrs. Seaton will reach out to set that up with you. I shared some links with you. Good stuff. Okay, thank you so much. Review of board member code of conduct. Also included in the new board member packet are the code of conduct, which is set out in the district's policy manual, the policy on powers and duties of the board in a school board member's approach to the job. There's a whole bunch of other resources, and I look forward to connecting again when we are both in the same state at the same time for longer than 12 hours. Okay. Do we have, moving on to anything before we move to public comment? No. Okay. I have on my sign-in sheet, okay, so that's like her spot.
Oh, that's my spot.
I have one individual who was identified on the sign-in sheet that she wants to present to the board. If there's anybody else, just let us know once you get going. Okay. Hello, good evening. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Casey Ostrowski. Sorry, kids, put you through this. But anyway, before we begin, I would like to thank Assistant Superintendent of Student Learning, Megan Hunter, for taking the time to meet with me and discuss the district's work in supporting students. I also want to thank Superintendent Molly Edmonds for her thoughtful communication and guidance. I appreciate your willingness to learn, to listen to parents, answer questions, and engage in open conversations about how we can continue improving our district for all students. I would like to briefly explain why I felt it was important to speak tonight. Like many parents, I want every child in our district to receive the support they need to succeed. Over the past year, I've learned more about how different students learn, and I've become especially interested in how we identify and support students who are ready for advanced academic work. Through my research and conversations with other families, I realized that many people are not aware of the work already underway or the opportunities that continue to develop in our schools. After meeting with Megan, I gained a much better understanding of our district's direction I learned that the district is creating an acceleration handbook to provide clearer guidance around academic acceleration. They're also implementing a specific time for teachers, in addition, to give teachers an additional opportunity to differentiate instruction and better meet individual needs. These are meaningful steps forward, and I want to recognize the leadership, teachers, and staff who are investing their time and energy into this work. I also want to recognize the incredible educators and administrators that we have in our district. Every day they pour their hearts into our children, helping them succeed, often with limited time and resources. I believe that when great educators are given the tools and support and flexibility they need, there is no limit to what they can accomplish for our students. So, why am I here? As these initiatives move forward, I hope that the district will continue developing a comprehensive district-wide framework for identifying and supporting advanced learners. These steps have a potential to benefit students across the entire learning spectrum. Students who need additional support benefit when instruction is intentionally designed around their individual needs. Students who are ready for advanced academic work also benefit when teachers have the tools and flexibility to provide a greater depth, complexity, and challenge for them. The work the district is doing to strengthen differentiation has the opportunity to help every learner continue to grow. I have had the opportunity to speak to parents around our district who have chosen private schools, magnet programs, and homeschooling even, because they were looking for a greater academic challenge for their children. Every family's decision is unique, but these conversations that I've had suggest that advanced learning opportunities can be an important factor where families can choose to enroll their children. At a time when enrollment matters, strengthening opportunities for advanced learners has the potential to better serve our current students, while also making the district a more attractive place for prospective families. My purpose tonight is not to criticize the work that's being done. I am encouraged so much by the discussions that we've had and the direction that the district has taken. My hope is that this conversation continues and that the board remains engaged in supporting these efforts, and that parents across the community become aware of the important work that's already underway. I hope that the board continues to prioritize the needs of these advanced learners and the new initiatives that are implemented. Every student deserves the opportunity to learn and grow and reach their full potential. I want to thank you all for your time. I thank the board and our district leaderships, our teachers who are working endlessly, our administrators who have been doing training throughout the summer. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate all of you for all of your work, and I hope that we can continue to improve all of our students' learning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did anyone who signed in or is otherwise here have public comment that they want to share before we move on to good news?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, good. No. Anything? All right, sounds good. With that, we're gonna move on to our good news items, which I really want to say like you might. I don't do news, I know, off the top of my head. Okay, we have some guests. I saw you there, Coach Nelson. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Do you already have a plan? Do we have a plan? They already have a plan.
I'll kick it off and then I'll turn it over.
Okay, perfect. All right.
They'll do a better job.
Norris.
So we were gonna do this, I think, in June, and then we had the NATO warnings and stuff. So on short notice, coaches, thank you so much, and parents and athletes, thank you so much for coming and letting the board recognize you. I do wanna say before we talk about the track teams, we had a really successful spring season. Our girls soccer team and softball teams both won regional championships, and Coach Howard was named the area softball coach. So that was also good. So Coach Haffelger, our girls track coach, is not here tonight, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the girls high school season. He came to me when they were getting ready for sectionals, and he said, our goal is to fill up the activity bus with state qualifiers. And those seat 14, and we had 12 qualified. So very, very close to doing so. We had total 12 girls qualify, including alternates. We had 3 state medalists. Our 4x800 girls team finished in 9th place. And then Peyton Zeidler was a double medalist. She was 4th place in the long jump and 6th place in the triple jump. So congratulations to Peyton and our relays. Our girls track coach, I mentioned Coach Haffelger is the head coach, and then Bill Owens is our assistant coach, and Coach pointed out that several of the girls that went to state are also underclassmen, so we're looking forward to having them back
No pressure.
next time. So, Coach Blaze, our boys coach, is here, so I'm gonna turn over to him and then we'll go Nelly.
Here's one more. Hi, thanks for having us tonight, guys. And thank you, families and athletes, for making some time this evening to come celebrate what was a historic track season for all of our programs, junior high through high school, boys and girls. As the high school boys coach, we had a historic season. We set 5 school records this year, which was awesome. And then we had a school record, 19 qualifiers for state across 11 different events, including our alternates. We had 5 medals. We were the 2A sectional champion. And in track, there's only 3 classes, so that goes everything from 450 students all the way up to 1250. So there were some very large schools in that sectional, and so to kind of run away with it, we won it by, I think, almost 30 points. And so it was just a very successful season. When we look at the events we qualified, we had all 6 field events qualified, 3 of our 4 relays, and then everything from a 100-meter dash to our 2-miler. At the state meet, we had 5 medalists. We medaled in all over the field events. We had double medaler Tristan Stanley took 4th and 6th in long and triple jump. Cordell Gregory took 5th in long jump. Dylan DeRocha was 5th in discus, and then Colt Malky was 8th in shot put. And then we also were able to take our 4x1 and 4x2 relays out to Eugene, Oregon, as they got to run at Nike Nationals. Out at Nike Nationals, they had a phenomenal showing where we took 3rd overall in the championship division, which gave them the title of All-Americans in the 4x2. And then we're able to come back in the 4x1 2 days later, qualified for finals in the 4x1, and finish 7th in that race again in the championship division. So both those relays were given All-American status coming off of the Nike National trip. So again, a very successful, awesome season to be a part of. Great kids, great families. It was truly fun to have our track back and to be at home and compete here. It was a great spring, and much like the girls program, we have some seniors that were hugely important. We bring back a ton of talent, and so it should be another really fun spring. But I know a lot of these guys have successful falls we're looking forward to first. So again, thank you and congratulations to all the athletes.
Yeah, switch to the other side. So my name is Derek Nelson. I'm the head junior high boys track coach. I'm going to speak for Coach Johnson, is unable to make it this evening for the girls side. I just want to point out my assistant coaches, Coach Gripper, Coach Kelly, and then the girls assistant coaches, Coach Buscom, Coach Cassad. We have a lot of junior high kids out there on the track, plus the high school, and without all the coaches, all the athletes that are out there, 150 plus at one time, it's a lot of kids in spring, but we have a great time. And like Coach said, we're happy to have the track back. 2 years ago was a little challenging, so we had a great year out there. I'm going to go ladies first. We have our one lady that placed 3rd place, Caroline Bramer, 3rd place in the high jump. So she did a phenomenal job all season and performed fantastically there at the state. So Caroline Bramer. On the boys side, I had between 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I had roughly 17 athletes qualify for multiple events. I'm not going to go through all of them, but my 8th grade qualifiers, Jack Curley in discus, 8th graders in the 4x2, Dakota Ryder, Carter Gregory, Brody Nance, Peyton Seifert, and Leo Kramer as alternate, and Miles Kofsky. They performed tremendous in the 4x2. Our 6th and 7th graders brought home hardware, which is it's an awesome thing. We brought home a plaque the last 5 years in the junior high program, and this year we were runners up. It was a fantastic 2 days, and in the ISA they put a brand new event in the finals in the 1600 meter relay, which consists of a 200, a 400, 800, and say Rochester won the first class 3A 7th grade medley. Was fantastic. So first place overall was Hudson Upadea, Court Coker, Wyatt Warren, Bingham Evans, and alternates for that were Oliver Moore and Arthur Frederick for state champions in the 1600 meter relay. So give them a round of applause. Second place finisher, we had another relay, 4x2 relay, Hudson Humadea, Cord Coker, Arthur Frederick, alternates, and then Wyatt Warren, alternate, for Axon Gripper, got second place in the 4x2. And second place individual was Cord Coker. I think just missed it by that much, taken first overall, but our second place, high jump was Cord Coker, and like I said, the relay, so let's give him a round of applause. Third place, pole vault, which, anybody knows anything about pole vault, I think we have the toughest seventh grade, division pole vaulters, not just in the state, but in the country. Some really good, talented pole vaulters, and Carson Rockwood, finished third for us in points, so, let's give it up for Carson. And then our seventh grade 4x4 relay, capped it off, at third place with, Carson Rockwood, Oliver Moore, Brady Cullen, and Wyatt Warren, and Braxton Gripper as an alternate, third place 4x4. Last but not least, our sixth place finisher in the 400 open was Wyatt Warren. Sure. Yep.
Athletes that are here, come
Yep.
out so we can get a picture.
We will. Caroline Bramer.
Who doesn't love a certificate?
Caroline.
You wanna come up
Braden
here,
Cullen.
Caroline, you'll be the first one to
It's in
stand
the
up
middle.
here.
Braden Cullen. Braden. Cord Coker. Bingham Evans. Is Arthur here? Braxton. Hudson. Sorry.
Organize it so it looks a little better in the picture. Okay, please. All right.
All of you have to be in a while.
They look at me in the eyes, it's terrifying. Okay. I mean, Robert.
Go.
I got it.
Good.
The high school experience.
Did you get Molly, did you get one for us?
Robert.
Let's go check. Oh, yeah. We're not, next time. That's better. Jack told me to go.
I'll sit down.
I think it's the best. We had the best view of the Beverly Wind. This kid's ill. And we got all the people next to us like, oh.
Alright, okay.
Oh,
Come on, you can do this. You can do hard things. Inviting it in place looks terrible. Great, thanks.
Eyes open on two. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right.
Oh, all right. Oh, we should have gone to the part.
Believe it or not.
Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's make sure.
Hudson had his skating crew.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'll get it to you, yep.
Which makes it down. Okay, and before we leave, we have another athlete that we want to make sure, we'll make sure she gets her certificate, but, Lillian Hanneman is our, very decorated special Olympian. We are so, proud of her for representing our school district, and so, she couldn't be here with us today, but we'll make sure that she gets her certificate. And hopefully she has success next year, just like all of our other track athletes. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else have good news? All right. I know. They didn't have to think here. Okay. All right, informational discussion item. Okay, moving on to board committee reports. I don't think we've had any this summer. It's been so wacky, crazy pants that I don't know we've had any committee meetings. Have you guys done it?
Tomorrow, so.
Oh, Janet is tomorrow. Okay, that's great. And then we'll have.
Did you get my email, Beth?
Yeah, Jen was wondering if I could sit in for RES, because she might not be here.
Yeah.
But, okay.
You're coming, we'll figure
Oh,
it out. It's not,
okay.
we're not that formal. I
Yeah.
just wanna make sure you saw it.
Yes, all right, moving along, approval of the consent agenda. Anybody have, I'll take a motion, and then I had one thing I wanted to point out on the consent agenda. I gotta get there. Oh, a couple things worth noting in there, and I think because they're a little bit different. So if you'll note, so 12 is the regular consent agenda with our regular topic items, but there are 12.7 and 12.8. I just want to make sure that we are pointing them out for our knowledge, awareness, and kind of ongoing. So 12.7, you saw in there. So we've done this in the past where we designate, we give hiring authority to the superintendent until the next time we meet. So that is super typical across all boards, all districts, especially in July. We gotta get humans to take care of the little humans, and we are blessedly really, really close.
We're done.
We are done-ish. I didn't see a thing. So, she won't need to authorize it, which is the best kind of authority I love to give away when you don't have to exercise it. Okay, so that's atypical, that's not atypical, it's something we do every time. And then 12.8 is something that our board has not historically done, but is a best practice that we are beginning to implement, which is, we are already in fiscal year 27. We do not presently have a budget because we are in budget development, and distribution of money is our job. And we are going to direct Mrs. Edmonds to go ahead and develop a budget so that we can review, take action, etc. So that's just what that is. It's a specific ask from the body politic to the superintendent. We have not ever formally done that before, but we are going to be the land of best practices, and that is one of them. Okay, so with that,
Real quick, so
Yep.
I didn't have a link under cash flow analysis, is that just because we're not on the budget yet, so
So
compared
that is one reason. The
Okay.
other one is, Brittany is working feverishly to
Yeah.
try to reconcile
Everything.
April, May, and June.
Okay,
Um,
I just didn't know if it was,
Yep.
if it was purposely not there, or if it was just.
It will be there, that
Okay.
it's not gonna be there until.
You get that, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, good flag. Okay, with that, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Taft,
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback,
Yes.
Mr. Childs,
Yes.
Dr. Graf.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Thank you. Moving on to action items. We, 13.1 is discussion and approval of bills, payroll, treasurer, and activity account reports. There are items in the board packet, but okay, tell me, so is it Walker, like sounds like Walker, or Walcher?
Walter.
Walcher, okay, thank you. Well,
I need that.
okay, well, I was in the cafe car of the Texas Eagle whenever
We got to
you
see
were
it on the
introduced,
computer,
so, and I didn't hear it as clearly as I would have wanted to. Okay, Mr. Walcher, can you please present bills and the treasurer's report?
Yeah. Yes, I reviewed the current bills and I had a few questions, which I did discuss with Molly on, page 9. There was an Actigy, bill, which was about $12,390. She explained to me that we have a 5-year contract that doesn't mature until 2031 in that, sector. Page 12, we had a central tax exempt investment LLC, for a large amount. This is for a payment for the scoreboard. Molly is going to provide the loan terms to me and we'll discuss options to pay this down, or look at different options. And then also had a question on S.M. Wilson and Company, which would be page 41. Molly had stated that we're postponing paying for this until all issues are resolved for the construction of the field and track and courts. So that will get taken care of once that'll be on the next bill, it looks like. Other items you'll see on there is transportation. I still see that there's a large expense, and Molly has stated that we should have that reduced by having to not to utilize first student in the coming year. Also, janitorial service shows to be a large cost. We are looking at different ways to maybe be able to save in that sector, but just doing the research currently. If you look on the second page, I did denote last board meeting, you guys talked about the health and life safety study. And I did talk with Molly for her to explain a little bit more to me to understand that. And in order to use that, you guys are talking about doing a bond. I am not currently in favor of issuing a new bond, mainly because for the district, although we can levy tax to accomplish this, I believe that this would put undue burden on the district with already the bonds we already have and the community at this time. My understanding, talking to Molly, we can go 10 years out to complete this without doing a bond. If we do the bond, we have to do it within 3 years. I am in favor of using potentially some of our investments, interest earned and excess bond funds to fix the direst items in the study. So that would be a recommendation on for myself there, but always up for discussion.
Okay, so let me tie a couple things there, or make
Sure.
sure that I am tying them in my brain, and then we'll open up for any other questions. So, we talked about health, life, safety, we've talked about, we put the plan together, we have to give it to ISB, we have to do it every day. Already done, already gone, went through all the things, we know what the kind of scope of the world is of things that need done.
Correct.
Okay, so we have that piece. We also had Steeple come in, right, Steeple, even though it looks like Steeple, okay, Steeple come and talk about our kind of where we are on borrowing, what our room could be, what kinds of things we could do, what the impact to the community would be depending on what steps we took. Okay. And then, so in your work as our treasurer, in looking at kind of where we are, where we stand, and then those independent pieces, your recommendation at this time is that you think we can, for lack of a more fiscal word, we can swing paying for what needs to get done.
We can triage what needs to actually be done and then push and extend that out. We have 10 years.
Okay.
Instead of having to do it in 3 years and actually have to.
You're saying if we bonded, if we did a bond, we'd have to do all the fixes, spend all the money, get all the projects done in 3 years.
Right.
And our health, you're saying what we also saw in health, life, safety is that everything isn't oh my God, do it right now, it's 0 to 3 years, it was over the life of the plan, which is a 10-year. Okay. And you think that we could strategically, the plan is at this point, we can strategically plan that out in a way where our existing funds and expected funding without additional funding. Okay.
Since we already had funded, currently, we need to look at how to reduce that and better manage that instead of borrowing more
Yeah. Yeah.
to extend it.
Okay.
So, sorry, I
No,
want to ask.
okay.
So that,
Yeah. My brain is tied up, and now I need smart people to tell.
yeah, so I really struggle with this one because I think we need a set of projections that substantiates what your opinion on this. The last step that we were working with wouldn't support this, and and that's what has me a little bit concerned. I think, again, we don't put undue burdens on the taxpayer certainly, but the fact that this was able to be bonded and then funded with the levy, that we had talked with Stevel that it was relatively a minimal burden over the course of the time that they were proposing to bond. It seemed like a reasonable way to help get fixes to our facility. But again, if there's a difference in opinions on where the projections are, I'm open to looking at that, but I think we really need to look at that first.
We'll be doing a presentation next month for the tentative budget that will show what we're paying per month.
Okay.
Due to the existing bonds we have.
Yep.
And if we did do the health life safety survey, what that would add on top of it.
Meaning if we
Well,
bonded, if we bonded to pay for
If
the
we
full
don't,
amount. Okay.
we can show a way that we can use our existing monies to cover the routes that are very important to do, our driveways, our parking lots, that's very important to do, our HVAC issues, without borrowing any extra money.
Okay.
So,
So I think my ask would be is just, let's make sure we get a good 5-year projection and feel really comfortable with it.
yeah,
Because I think this is drastically different than kind of where we were thinking 6 months ago.
be able to show all.
Okay.
At this point, honestly, and Chris and I have discussed this with some of the mentors as well. We do need to pay down existing debt.
Yep.
And utilize the money that we have currently. As Chris was saying, we have some CDs that are maturing that we can use to do some of those projects. So we'll be able to show how we can do that, and then the ones that are not as dire, we can put out to years 4 through 7. We can get through this in 7 years. You'll have to see our projections next month, but I agree with Chris at this time.
And
Let me bring more bonds.
the last question would be is, in terms of the process with health, life, safety, I'm trying to remember the order of operations, but let's say we get 6 months down the road and say, you know what, we actually do need to bond this out. We still have that.
Still have it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm okay taking time to evaluate further.
Okay.
But I just don't want to lose that if there's a certain time that on the survey.
Not lose that, and that gives the community some more time too to see what are the needs, what's our current debt looks like.
Yep.
How we can pay that down, some different options. Just coming in June, it just felt very rushed.
Well, and then the thing that I was confused on with, and why I asked that question, was because I thought we were originally asking about, if we want to just do a bond for half of the health, life, safety for the stuff that we're going to do in the next 2 or 3 years, can we then go do another health, life, safety for the remaining projects on that survey? And she said no, so that's why I assume there's some connection there, but.
Okay.
We have time.
We have time.
So health life, so let me make sure that I understand your question and answer. Bless you, bless you.
Thank you.
Sir.
No.
Sorry. Mine sound like a bolt. Okay, so the ability to bond to meet the needs, to here are some of the things in the health, life, safety survey, is not time limited to write this millisecond.
Not right this millisecond. We also have some alternate revenue lines.
Right. Okay, and then, oh, right, so facility stuff, like the regular, the sales tax, right, okay. And then, but if and when we were to decide to borrow to health, life, safety, that's a one and done. It's not like, this is a health, life, safety, and this is a health, life, safety, in 2 more years, it's a health, life, safety. Okay. Is that what your questions were about?
Yep, and then there was something in the last meeting where there was a piece to creating an emergency item that we could fast track the pay, if we had designated it as emergency, we could essentially bond it later, is that what that was?
That we did emergency, and what that does is those projects are over 35,000, so they should be bid out.
Yep.
It takes that process
That's what it
out
was.
of it,
Okay.
because we need it, correct.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, perfect. I'm encouraged to hear what things look like, if we can avoid it.
And anything, we all know health, life, safety, it adds to taxpayers' burden.
Yep.
And if we're going to do something, we need to look at the existing money that we currently have to
1,000%.
spend.
So, and the only reason we were considering it, because of what we understood to be the level of confidence of the district in the fact that that was gonna be the kind of only way, that was our kind of maybe only option. And so similarly, if we are not going, whatever the decision is, we wanna be confident as best as we can. And I think to Erin's point, what gives me confidence is a strong 5-year projection. We're gonna have to understand how and why it's different from anything that we just got educated on in the last year, and kind of where the hard decisions we made throughout this last year, where it put us in a different spot than we would have been otherwise, that sort of thing. And then as well, if we're not going to borrow to do the whole host of things, also having a strong, something that we've talked about since day one, a strong plan for how stuff's gonna get done, so we're not in, so that in not fixing $4 million worth of stuff now, it becomes $40 million
Correct.
worth of stuff in
Correct.
10 years.
Correct. And remember, we had some items on there that were tied to the 2-3 building,
Right.
which we plan at some point to know what we're doing with
Yeah,
that, whether
right.
that be leasing or someone else purchasing.
Yeah.
That also brings a revenue stream in to help out with those projects that would not be a burden on taxpayers.
Right.
So those are the things that we need to explore before we take on any more debt.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Josh, I'm making a list of things that predated you that are carrying through, and that's one of them. So if you come across and think of it, make sure that you get copies. I like them printed. He likes it digital. I know, this is the digital area over here. I know, lawyers, no, educators, they fixed him over there in the corporate world. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Walter, or did you have more for us? Okay, great. Oh, sorry. My question for Mr. Walter, do you have more things for us?
Yes. If you look further onto the page, the more pertinent one would be the Illinois funds that we currently have with the district. Molly and I had, after last board meeting, we had further discussion on moving the funds to ICS at the American Bank after communication with other superintendents and auditors on best practices. It was decided that the best practice was to move the Illinois funds at this time. Recommendation, I would recommend that the board move the Illinois funds from American Bank at this time to the ICS sweep accounts. Attached is the further information, so if you have questions to kind of understand what the ICS and how it actually works, there is a packet inside there that should have been printed on also. I also discussed with Molly having all accounts in a sweep for all ICS.
Okay, when you say sweep, I work for the state.
Sure.
Sweeping of funds, is not a thing that we enjoy. I was always on the swept
No,
side,
so I will explain, so the sweeping of the funds will sweep it to, it basically goes to a collateralized account.
Okay.
So this is gonna sweep over to an account, so it makes sure that everything is FDIC insured. So we're not gonna have to, the bank is not gonna have to have pledged funds since it is public funds. They'd automatically FDIC insured. There's gonna be a website that's for auditors. You can actually go onto the website, pull it up, and it'll say exactly where all the funds are at any given time. And so the auditors actually really like that portion of it. We would have all accounts that were at the district, at the bank, everyone would sweep to capitalize on the interest on all those accounts. So some of those accounts aren't really paying a whole lot of interest. So this would be all the accounts that the district would pay at that higher interest rate. Because currently some of those are not paying at a very high interest rate. But you would capitalize on all interest for all funds. And everything would be FDIC insured.
Are we looking to take action on this one tonight?
It wasn't.
Yeah, we don't think it's an action item, but.
I'm just wondering, maybe we take it at the finance committee meeting, the next one, and we can maybe dig in a little bit deeper, give me a little time to prep up and ask questions if you don't mind.
I use this at work, so
Yeah,
I
I
can
think it's
explain.
pretty standard, but
It's
admittedly, this is a place that I'm not familiar with, so I
Yeah.
can ask some questions.
And from my perspective, I would add, this was really good when we had reserves. We got more cash on hand, the Illinois Treasury funds, we were able to earn quite a bit of interest on it, and it wasn't, you had someone in place that was comfortable with wiring back and forth, you know, the time was there. It is a huge time commitment for our business office to do those wires back and forth. We're not able to put all our money together to see which funds we're needing to move things around without looking at two different accounts. And again, with us not having as large cash on hand as we used to, once we build back up our funds, this would be a great idea.
Okay.
Once again, we do not have a lot of cash on hand right now. We
So
are
fluidity
below-
is more important.
We are,
Yeah.
we are less than a year. We're 200 and this was last year's audit. We haven't had this year's audit done. For 236 days cash on hand. To me, if you had 2 years cash on hand, this would be a great idea.
Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, we need a finance meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think, there's a lot of questions I have on, because our policy we were putting in place was, like, because we asked, like, what the best practices for cash on hand, right? And it was between 120 and 180, and it was because the 180 is, the intent is that you're not just hoarding public funds, right? You're making sure that you're using the taxpayer dollars effectively and efficiently. This
Sorry,
is.
Aaron, you're saying 180 days is what, so at 2.5 years is when the state asks you to have a plan for how to spend down your reserves. So we're talking 2.5 years is. I can do
Well,
that.
Well, but I think the difference is, so this is what's the metric? So 180 school days or 180, like, we are,
We were working
This is what you're thinking of. So we're a category 4, and I can hand this to everyone here. Sorry, front back. So 180 means you're at the lowest risk. That does not mean that you're in a good spot. 2 years is where you're at a comfortable spot. At 180 days, you're at the lowest risk. You're at a category 4. We'll probably, after our audit this year, we'll go into category 3. That low to moderate risk is where ISB starts to monitor why your downward trends are going towards negative shifts. So 180 days, that's not necessarily good, that 200-day mark cash on hand.
okay, so we're gonna need to know
We'll-
more,
we'll
we're gonna need to know more about that, cause we're gonna, and so maybe this document would be something that we should, post with the, when we, with the agenda, or with the, with the the finance committee
Yeah.
agenda, so that it is, anybody who knows what the heck any of those words mean before they get hard on it, okay. Okay, so that is, so that, the fund situation is, I would say if we can just avoid the 6 minutes till payroll closes, can we do the thing?
That
What more can we
already,
do?
yeah.
I know, I'm glad, we'll the access to them,
Right.
so if there's a way to not have that anxiety on our team, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, oh, got it, now that I'm here, now I can see what else you might have, if there's anything else you would. I really appreciate the, part of the treasurer's report that includes where crap is. Like, I've never seen that we have, I've never seen that we have 3, 4, 5, almost 9 or 10 CDs and that they're in different places in different amounts. That's information I enjoy seeing. Except that I don't know how liquid it is. But anyway, okay, yeah, so very much appreciate that and wonder, that's probably the thing we need to think about, making sure that we have more regular access to. Okay,
Yeah, that's just the rest of it, the rest of
Okay.
those are balances, so if
yeah,
you guys have any questions on those, you guys more than willing to
Yeah.
answer any of that.
cool. Okay, appreciate the brochures as well, did not get an opportunity to read them, so I appreciate the kind of pause, and we'll get a finance committee, scheduled to kind of make sure that we are in where we are on that. Okay. That brings us to, anybody have any other questions for Mr. Walter before I seek a motion to approve the bills, payroll, activity account reports, and treasurer's report? Okay, do I have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay, please call the roll.
Dr. Graf,
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback,
Yes.
Mr. Taft,
Yes.
Mr. Childs,
Yes.
Mrs. Curley,
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Walter. Okay, so here's these next two, 13.2 and 13.3, two new kind of best practice at best steps that we're taking to different resolutions. The first of which is the approval of a resolution authorizing the transfer of interest income between funds. You may have noticed that in the document there are like placeholders for things. So there's a resolution that says authorizes this, that, and the other. So Mrs. Edmonds, would you like to tell us a little bit about that bit?
So one of the things that, I'm not sure if this has ever been on the agenda before, but as you know, we earn interest on each of our funds. We put a percentage based on the levy, where the interest goes. But we've come up short in some of our funds, especially the Fund 20, operations and maintenance. I'm not looking you heavy for any other reason. It's one of the areas that we have had some deficits. So we would not move anything without board approval, but as we are formulating the budget, that is one area that we may look to transfer some interest from another fund into operation and maintenance. So this is just good practice that you know that this is something that we can do, that we have done. You just have to vote on it first and give permission.
And correct me if I'm wrong, so you're saying interest could be moved by a vote by us? If we wanted, we can't just move the funds without.
Without your approval.
No, but without like a hearing, right? Like, sorry, non-interest related, you can't move them from bucket to bucket.
Not supposed to with. Without.
Well,
I
right,
didn't
so
think it was-
there's also some things that can't go
Oh,
differently.
you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
restricted.
different-
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
they're restricted funds.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But the interest can go no matter what.
It can go, so mainly it goes from education to operations
Yep.
and city limits, is mainly
Yep.
where it goes. But, this is just something we want to put on the agenda so that you know that it has to be voted on. It just can't be moved without board approval. So I can't take interest from education, move it to O&M without you saying.
Okay, and so this is, so do you actually need action today? Or is this, because the resolution as,
As I prepare the budget, yes, I would like for you to take a vote on them, that you know that I can do this.
oh, so authorizing, we would
Do
authorize you, and then,
Correct.
then you would use the, hey, we're moving interest from here to there.
Correct.
That would be one of the components of, if that's what we need to do, that would be one of the
Yeah.
components of the budget.
Yes.
And that would be encompassed in that,
Yes.
okay.
And then we
Got
have a resolution then.
Well, we're in Jordan Taylor, because if we're like, no, absolutely not, wherever it starts, it ends, Godspeed, good luck with the rest of it. Or we say, hey, let's use the things that we can within lawful means. And you're authorized to include that as part of your budget and everything. And I appreciate the public restatement and recognition that where the money goes is a board.
So that's transparent.
So-
you know where-
And we're taking those votes in open session, so, okay. Is there, with that, is there any other discussion, or would someone like to make a motion to approve of the resolution authorizing the transfer of interest income between funds? Thank you, is there a second? Woo-hoo, Mr. Slaughterback with his first movement. Yeah. They used to, in the General Assembly, they make people sing the first time, I'm just saying, do we want, please call the roll, Mrs. Seaton.
Mr. Taft?
Yes.
Mrs. Curley,
Yes.
Dr. Grab?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Please use all of the tools in your toolbox. All right, 13.3 is, this is a fun one, also has we have not seen it before, at least I have not seen it in my years. Also best practice, we are presently, like many school boards or school districts, we are in fiscal year 27, but we do not yet have an approved fiscal 27 budget. However, I would like our teams to continue to get paid and our bills to continue to get paid. So this action item is a resolution to authorize, Mrs. Edmonds to expend district funds consistent with our direction, pending the adoption of the annual budget, which seems interesting that, we're just being real clear about it. Anybody have any questions or concerns about that? Okay, is there a motion to approve the resolution authorizing expenditures pending adoption of the annual budget? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Please call the roll, Mrs. Seaton.
Mr. Taft?
Yes.
Mrs. Curley,
Yep.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Dr. Grab?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback?
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next, 13.4 is a discussion item about board committee assignments. Okay, so casting our minds, actually, when I did that, not really that long ago that so many of us did ours. And when we vote on officers and we seat new members, it's typically where we organize ourselves around our committees. However, I think with in talking with Mrs. Edmonds, there are some committees that we probably should have that we don't have. There's at least one committee that meets one time a year. There's at least,
I'm on a committee that's never met.
Kristen's on a committee that isn't a committee. So, we wanna take a little bit of time and be mindful, and I, wanna get your feedback. So I think it's, gonna be a topic for kind of our ways of working, like what do we want our committees, how do we, again, we've had a year of some committee success, some committee room for improvement, kind of get where we are, see where we are, and then get feedback from you all about where your interests are, like, we wanna use everyone's talents appropriately. Okay.
Do we have a date for that yet?
Okay, this is adjacent to that, and it's logistics, so it is not an open meetings problem. I did reach out to Patrick about potentially based on our budget, so our budget timeline. I don't remember for the life of me why it happened before me. The addition of the second August, the earlier August meeting, and I was under the impression that it had something to do with budget.
No, I think it was just hiring.
Was it just hiring?
Wasn't
We had
it?
one more board meeting for it.
Yeah.
It was also because historically, the August board meeting fell on the first week of school, and we were all literal zombies.
Yeah.
And so they did the big board meeting where like we would come and do our reports at the first week, and then we didn't have to come to the second one because we were fighting the good fight.
Okay, well, so I will, it's logistics, we will post publicly, we will share. I think I would recommend we not have 2 board meetings in August. I don't know what your August feels like, but if we don't have, if there's not a purpose for it, we are, the other board, I'm looking at August 5th, which feels like 15 minutes from right now. And if we don't have hiring to make, we have already authorized, we think that our hiring is done, and or we have taken the steps. We have new teams in place that are working to get buildings ready, to get in their classrooms, and kind of get the budget situated and all the things. I would propose, and I did reach out to Patrick Allen at IASB to say, hey, did you maybe by chance still have August 5th available for the board governance review? And he tentatively does. I need to follow up with him. So that is a thing that has, in theory, been on our calendars. So Kristen is traveling, and I think Don is actually on a plane right now. So, but I know Kristen had it on, and she would have been, there would have been an opportunity for her to mention that she wasn't going to be available.
Yeah.
So I think she would be available, I would be available.
Yeah.
Josh is available, Aaron's available. I'll have to check with Dawn. Bob, you already have it on your calendar because it's a regularly scheduled board meeting. I would propose that we use that date for our closed session that we do board governance review committees, so that we kind of have our kind of team life together before we go into the start of the year, and we let all of our friends and colleagues have the night off, not you.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the thoughts?
No, I'm supportive of it. You feel we don't need the 2 meetings, and you think you got, I just don't want you to be like, oh, I need this, and maybe.
And we don't wanna be here till 2 AM on the 19th.
And as long as you guys have given us authority to hire,
Yeah.
and the reason we have to do that too, for public knowledge, if you hire a teacher within 30 days of another school district starting, they can pull their license.
We're aware, we don't do that.
Yes.
That is
We
really
have a
why
board
we wanted
policy on that.
to get our hiring done, this evening. So that's one of the things that we really don't need that August.
I mean, then I would, they're your staff, so I would yield to you, but I would be okay if we let those fighting the good fight send in a report that, because for
There
you.
wouldn't be an August 19th one then?
There would.
Well, there would, but
But
maybe
you-
not.
You
right.
just send in your, and that's
Maybe
a new way of.
watch
doing
from
it.
home.
We are sending in the reports, and if
Yes.
you all have questions, then we'll ask those individuals to attend other.
Yeah, with
their
that Thursday
rights.
being on a Monday and then having a
Yeah.
board meeting on a
Correct.
Wednesday. There's not
You know
enough caffeine.
You know what is seared in my brain is little Piper LaMontagne. First day of kindergarten. Kristen sat next to me in the front row, and Piper sat at her feet, and she had a bow in her hair that looked like a little pencil, and it was like hanging on by a thread and dangling off. That's how every human felt that day. So, do whatever we can do to help make life easier. I know you guys, you know, we record them, they're available for viewing on demand.
And the administrative reports will be available
Yeah.
online. So any questions that the public has.
Yeah. They can ask them. Okay. So I will move with that, so that's just a discussion item. I will move forward with hoping, so I'll confirm with Don, and then, and hope for, and just solidify Mr. Allen's availability and let everybody know as soon as possible. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, the next item, which this was a weird grown-up-y item for the mother of a senior, the first of many this year, I think. Discussion and possible approval of early graduate applications. We're a lot this year, and they are so, they have their little life plan so put together. One of these girls they had as a daisy in kindergarten. Thank you for sending those along. So in the packets, there were applications for 6 senior students who have requested early graduation approval. Did anybody have any questions? I very much appreciated, I will say, for public's sake, I very much appreciated including in the packet the write-up, the justification, the notes from them having met both with their principal and their advisor. That was, and then the students actually provide a written justification of written request, as well as with then to share conversation with their parent or guardian. So I appreciated having all that stuff in the packet. Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to approve the early graduation applications as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please read the roll.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback? Dr. Graff?
Yes.
Mr. Taft?
Yes.
Yes. Administrator reports. Okie dokie. Ms. Zedman, would you give the superintendent's report, please?
The building projects update, I believe all of you received this. Do you have any questions about what's going on? Abby is busy with ensuring that our buildings are ready to go for our teachers. So flooring, we did get a picture today from Joe Petty on our flooring in the 3rd grade wing at Rochester Intermediate. It looks great.
It looks great.
We think teachers, we set a date of August 1st, but it may be sooner that they will be in their
We're
classrooms.
moving stuff in as they complete the rooms. We have to leave a ring because they don't have enough space. They don't have the baseboard in yet. So we're putting stuff in the middle. So things are happening. As those guys leave the room, we come back in. So that's good. It's gonna be a big help on, the custodial staff because you don't have to wax the floors.
And the rooms do look gorgeous, and that will set off a firestorm of other teachers wanting their classrooms to look like that. Did have a great meeting with union leadership. We have to get in the mindset of functional, not pretty, all the time. If it's working, we need to make sure to use it to its shelf life. If you look around at other surrounding districts, Rochester's facilities are just gorgeous. We have great facilities here. So, but we also have to keep in mind that we are carrying some debt. Sorry, I keep bringing that up tonight, but that's the reality of the situation. So if it is working and it is safe, then we need to meet more of the shelf life of some of our stuff that may not be as pretty as other spots.
And the other thing that you have shared and that is worth kind of noting and kind of pinning to this, you know it, but the reminder is the thing that goes with shelf life is identification of when shelf life is over and scheduled ongoing cyclical replacement. So if I am Suck It Up Buttercup this year, I know that next year or 2 years, I am Gloria's new classroom human. Correct, right, okay, cool. And that is the thing that you intend to share with staff.
Yes. We are working on a version of LED lighting.
That's complete. And you can see one, so that's almost,
Rochester.
we made it look good. We made it look functional. We had the rooms painted and we got new LED lighting put in, so it's gonna save us.
Is it cool or warm?
It's gonna be perfect. You can
I know.
I know, you can turn half the lights on.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they love. So we didn't wanna tear out the old, existing fixtures because of that. It would cost a lot more money to run dimming lights, so this, half the room, full room. So they're gonna really appreciate that, and then the rooms are freshly painted. The carpet is older, but they're shampooed, and it did bring it back a little bit to life, functional. And, so we're starting to move stuff in there, so they'll be able to start moving in.
Okay, fantastic.
And then as we prepare, we're in budget preparation right now. I know that you all have received a presentation either in August or September. Ours will be in August and we'll approve the budget in September. I will do a presentation. I can do the same thing where you can see which funds we can transfer, which ones we cannot. I think something that we really need to look at though, are top 4 expenses and plan for how we can reduce those, and we need to look at our top 4 sources of revenue and also discuss some revenue streams that we could open up to help with our deficit.
From the normal cadence for the budget, what should it be? When do we get the proposal, and then when do we get the final?
So as
I know it's late.
a lot of districts do just what we're doing. August is the tentative, same with Pawnee, August is the tentative agenda. You propose it, give the public 30 days, it is put on whatever platform we need to make sure the public has time to access it. If they have any questions, they have time to ask those, and then we do the budget hearing in September. It's adopted, and then I have to drive to the 2 counties and drop off the budget. So, but there are districts that are able to do it in July. They have it done in July, and then it's adopted in August.
And do you think it's just best practice to stick with the August 7th cadence, or obviously?
Talk to me in a year.
Yeah.
So I definitely need that time right now to, we also do not get our audit completed till later. Other districts around us have their audits already completed. It's kind of concerning. Ours is one that is later. So you need that audit to be sure what your fund balances are to do the best.
And is that something that is it just a matter of because we have changed firms recently and so we got put at the end of their list, or do we know, and is that something that we should probably talk about in our audit review when it comes?
How to do
When
it, yeah,
can we
it's quicker.
expect, have they given us a timeline on when we expect to get it?
Not till October. Will be our final.
Is that when that's when we
We
plan
do
to
it
invite
August.
them and come?
So they've already started some of their preliminary work, and I can give you the exact date.
If I remember right, this is still probably a couple months before
Well,
we got
they
it
had-
last time.
Well-
I don't know if I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
because I remember
Yeah,
hearing that it
it's-
felt like we're on a much better track to be on time, but
We did it
we're
December.
realizing we're not.
I think December is the deadline to file ISB. Yeah.
But they're giving districts more time just because a lot of districts had a hard time even finding an auditor. I will tell you, those that have an easy audit, those are the ones that get picked up first.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just think,
Another-
we're gonna be easy best practice land here in no time,
Yeah.
so.
So we can bump it up, we'll do that in the future.
Twenty 2027 registration is underway.
Woo-hoo!
It was a quiet Monday. We were all concerned that, we didn't know.
Crash the system?
Yeah, crash the system.
I was gonna start, I started on my phone, but then I was.
We're getting more of a steady stream of registrants at this point, and we're excited for all the students to get here in August. I will say that there was a change, and then we have asked for a closure of registration by July 23rd. Some may have questions of why we did that. That is to allow us, if we do need to hire more teachers based off of an influx of, say, kindergartners, that we are able to keep our class sizes manageable and provide our kids the best education. So that's why there's a closure, because we don't want August 19th for 15 kindergartners to show up.
Well, that's the reminder. So tell your friends. 23rd's what? Thursday?
Next
A week,
Thursday. Have you registered your?
I haven't, no. I'll do it
You
in the
gave me a deadline, so now I know exactly how long I can, I
Wait.
don't have to guess how long.
I'll do it. July 23rd.
Yeah.
Is it midnight on the 23rd? Or is it midnight on the 20th? I'll do it tomorrow, but.
So, is there a way we could get at the August meeting, once we basically have the enrollment, and then maybe class sizes by grade, something along those lines?
Yes. Yes.
And we went through a lot this last year, and one of the things is we were said around making sure we had the right amount of staffing per grade, so if we could get that.
So we have been meeting every couple of weeks and more than that, just discussing class sizes. We were trying to see if we could possibly not add an extra teacher to some of the elementary positions that we have. As you all may know, because you have children that age, or have had children that age, younger grades, they need more hands on deck.
Squirrely.
So, we have been discussing what we feel is the best for each class is a unique group of students and making sure that we have enough bodies to make sure we're doing the best work.
For a contingency plan, if, let's say, 40% of enrollment is completed by the deadline.
Cry.
I just-
We will be putting information out, each week that please register. Many school districts around here do this. I know Chatham opened July 1, you know, they're closing here soon. We are just at a point with some of our class sizes, we're right there. You know,
I think it's great to do, just from a change management standpoint,
Yes.
first year for districts, so they're maybe aren't even looking for that. So.
And
We have some ideas, Liz.
I know, well, so, I mean, so who's your teacher's got a post coming? I can't, not me, but some will. I'll look at you. Not today. But the link is on our website, right? Is on the district Facebook page, right? We put it on Facebook so we can just share, continue to share. And so I think like a new this year, gotta do it. 8 days left. My construction paper, my virtual construction paper chain. Down 5 more days. Okay. All right.
And then, an update after each board meeting, I will send out a brief update to the community, to the staff. It won't have lots of pictures or graphs or anything, but I'm
gonna make you a
straight to the
Canva
point.
template.
I said it will either be a thumbs up, thumbs down, but I will make sure that that information gets out to everyone the day after the board meeting.
Okay.
All right? And then everyone else.
Well, I love your commitments not being here until tomorrow, but you could probably give yourself till Friday. Like, I think the expectation is, the community's expectation is that typically that by Friday of a board meeting, we could.
I have the attention span.
Okay, so you gotta do it right this second, yeah.
And then, if you have any questions, we have other administrators here tonight that have submitted reports. If you have questions, please let me know. And I can also put my report in with, the other administrators. If you want me to report out on my report, I can, and you do not want me to talk this much, I can do that.
Well, I will, that's one of the things I know that I want to talk about during our kind of ways of working board governance. I know how much the administrators love coming in, talking to us. We love hearing from you. I haven't had anyone at Rochester Elementary School in ages. I'm also getting RISE instead of, it's from my friend Julie Tinder who likes to correct, she's my corrector on the RIS. So, but we do like hearing from you all, but we also understand that, the balance of things. So, that is a thing that we'll probably talk through and let you all know. But we very much appreciate, and, Molly, I also appreciate your ongoing communication to the board on a regular basis, even when we're not meeting, so. Okay, Oh, that's me. You're looking for me to keep things moving along. All right, thank you very much. Oh, hey, we reached the end of our open program for the day. We will now be entering into closed session. Is there a motion to enter into closed session for the purposes outlined in the Open Meeting Act, Section 2C1, 2C2, 2C9, and 2C11?
Make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Tapp?
Yes.
Mrs. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterback? Dr. Graham?
Yes. Okay. All right, we are going to go personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll, Mrs. Seaton.
Mr. Taft?
Yes.
Mr. Slaughterbat?
Yes.
Mrs. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Dr. Graf?
Yes.
Okay, and the volunteers and the resignations and retirements, and leaves are all in the personnel report. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Okay. Ooh, this is great. Thank you. Bye, everybody.